Do you think God can really love Goths?
Yes, of course. There is things that are from the devil, it's true, but not everything.
What is from the devil?
Some bands, they say clearly in their lyrics, you can hear it.
From American church groups destroying Beatles records in the 60s, to Norwegian black metal bands burning churches in the 90s, Christians and rockers have had a volatile relationship, to say the least. I'm Jak Hutchcraft, and I'm a journalist for Vice. I was walking through Soho to buy some guitar strings and a poster caught my eye. It was for Asylum. Hi. A Bible study group for goths, punks, metalheads and just general outcasts. As a metal fan and someone interested in spirituality, I wanted to see just how they managed to combine the music of the devil with the word of God. Some people think it's quite strange to be into gothic culture and gothic style.
If you go to other churches, kind of try to change you, say you shouldn't wear this, or you shouldn't listen to this music because it's of the devil.
So do you think Slayer? Do you think their music is demonic, or is that got the devil in it?
I mean, I like the imaging. They have fantastic artwork.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it definitely looks like there is some demonic stuff involved.
So this is from Disciple, which is from the album God Hates Us All,
Okay.
2001. God hates us all, he fucking hates me.
Yeah.
Pessimist, terrorist. Sounds a lot like hell is spreading all the time. I'm waiting for the day the whole world fucking dies.
Yeah. He's obviously not following a Christian life. And I'm not saying this is not demonic, but he needs to be saved. He needs Jesus, he's gone.
Because it's a small group, it's not one person standing up at the front telling people anyone's allowed to ask any question, and that can be, should you have sex before marriage, are there aliens? But I think there's an advantage with the alternative scene because there's a lot of spirituality going on. You've got sort of Satanist bands and talking about death and sex and all this sort of stuff, so it's all quite spiritual and intense, and that kind of suits us. We've got intense spirituality, but it's just positive rather than negative. To me, it's a light in the darkness.
How did it all begin, Billy?
Asylum started many years ago, handing out flyers for people into metal or goths or punks or whatever it is that they might be. Just kind of grew from there.
What did it say on the flyers?
Jesus is very fond of punks and metalheads.
Right.
Anybody can be a Christian. What you class as your stereotypical image of a Christian.
Yeah.
Or somebody who looks like Alice Cooper.
Why do you think this is what I need to do? Because that is a big dedication to get on the street corner.
I felt it was something that God was asking me to do. After a while I just said, well God, if you want this to happen, you're going to have to make it happen. Yeah. Because I'm not doing it. So God made it happen.
For a long time perhaps it's a misconception that you can't live a spiritual life or Christian life and be into metal or be a goth.
Well, God never said that you couldn't be a Christian and a goth or a metaler or a biker.
Do you think if Jesus was alive now he'd be a goth?
He'd probably be a biker because he needs to travel.
Right. So a lot of people think it's really weird to like Slayer and Gorgoroth and a lot of anti-Christian bands, but then still be a Christian.
For me personally, I had to get rid of a lot of the old music that I used to listen to.
What like?
And
what
Slayer,
bands?
God Hates Us All.
Yeah, that's obviously problematic.
Yeah, it's problematic. I mean, I'm a big fan of Alice Cooper.
Yes,
and,
yeah, me too.
He's a Christian. But you wouldn't think it if you just went to one of his shows.
And what makes it different from other Christian groups or the mainstream church?
I feel that I can be alternative.
So what makes you keep coming back?
I guess I've just got hope now that no matter what happens, God is with me, and when I die I'm going to go to heaven. It's like a place which is promises, bliss. And to see all of the people who have died in my life, again, even like cats and stuff like that, I'm sure I'll see them again. It will be bittersweet.
Do you ever feel conflicted by like listening to certain types of music or certain bands?
I'm not going to listen to anything that is slagging off Jesus. Well, when people think of Christian music, immediately they think of Cliff Richard. They don't think of Alice Cooper, they don't think of Megadeth, but Jesus said, come as you are.
We're desperate for salvation, and to me that's where I wear black, because it's like, you know, the world is broken. It's the hope of Christ that gives me purpose in life.
What we're doing is we're taking what we find life-affirming in the world and we're bringing it to a fellowship.
Do you think Jesus would be in the mosh pit at the gigs, like at the heavy metal gigs?
I don't know. I mean, it might depend on traditionally what footwear he's supposed to be wearing as to whether I'd advise that was a good idea or not.
Yeah.
I am overwhelmed with troubles and my life draws near to death. I am counted among those who go down to the pit. I am like one without strength. I am set apart with the dead, like the slain who lay in the grave, whom you remember no more, who are cut off from your care. You have put me in the lowest pit, in the darkest depths. Your wrath lies heavily on me. You have overwhelmed me with all your waves.